All right, so now we're talking about sling setups, where to mount it and how to kind of fit it to your body. So this is a 2-point Vickers from Blue Forest Gear padded sling. I highly recommend a 2-point sling. There's lots of good 2-points out there. I like this one the best. So there's a QD attachment here on this side of the buttstock, not the ejection port side. And this attachment for this tri-glide is about 3 inches from the front. And I'll explain that why in a second. And I don't like it also right in front. So it's like right in the middle. It gives me the best of both worlds. So let me explain. But first, let me talk about how this is set up to my body type. So what I see a lot generally is the buttstock is where it's usually attached on guys' guns. And then the other detachment piece is usually right here, and it makes manipulations easy for the flat range stuff. But the second you want to get it out of your way, you kind of lose that option. So what I see a lot is however it's set up, the sling at its tightest point, you are still able to shoulder the weapon. And as you can see with this setup, at its tightest point, there's no way that I'm shouldering this. And that's because when it's tight, I don't want to shoulder it, I want to stow it. So I have that option. How I run it, how I suggest, you don't just take my word for it, play with it, is at the sling's loosest point, you are able to shoulder it. And this is tight right here. So again, loosest point, you are still able to shoulder the gun. The reason for that is versatility. If I want to take a more precise shot, I can shove the elbows down. I want more stability without doing anything. I can just wrap it around my wrist. Now this is really tight. So my sling is either run all the way tight or all the way loose. There's nothing in between. The reason that I have this space free right here is for when I didn't do anything with like barricades. If I had this sling attachment all the way up here, when I go to use the barricade, I wouldn't be able to shove the rail against it and pull it into the barricade. I would be shoving the attachment point and the sling against the rail, and that's just, it's nowhere near as stable. So that's that. Got some space there. This right here, the reason that this is on the buttstock on this side and not the ejection port side is balance. So you can see when I just kind of dead hang this thing, it's balanced the whole way across. And this plays into when I start slinging it behind me. So let's say I don't need to shoot anytime soon. I'm going on a long run. I'm gonna take the sling, I'm gonna tighten it all the way down. I'm gonna grab it by the rail and shove it over my shoulder. And then this is where it stays. It's pretty tight to my body. You can see it's really tight. I don't have a lot of space to it. If I wanted more tension, I can either shove the buttstock down or I can push against the sling. It's even tighter when I'm wearing body armor. So now let's talk about how to get it back into a firing grip. You're gonna take your slider right here, take the tail of the slider, grab the buttstock, make this thing go all the way loose, and then sling this right up in front of you, and then there's the sling. So when you need it, you can come out of the sling. It's right here. You need to put it away, tighten it all the way down, get it out of your way. You can go climb a rope. You can climb a ladder well. You can run. You want it back again, grab the tail, grab the buttstock loose, flip it in, and then there's the rifle. The one downside that I've seen to this setup is that if I want to switch shoulders, even if I'm coming all the way out of it, I don't really have the ability. It kind of chokes me out. So simple fix, regular shooting position, grab the mag well over the shoulder. I can switch like this, back over the top, and it's just as fast as anything else I've seen. The reason this QD is also on this side of the buttstock and not this side, it doesn't affect my cheek weld at all. So when I shoulder the rifle, it's completely out of my way. From what I've played with and have it on this side, when I hang it loose, it'll like tilt on me or it'll get balled up on the end of this. So that's my sling setup. Play with it, try it out yourself.